Hey everyone, I am Sharanya, also known as Mrs. Explorer, and welcome to my channel where we talk all things travel, food, and lifestyle. I am currently doing a travel series on Malaysia, and this is episode 7 of Malaysia travel series. This is our day 2 in Langkawi. On day 1, we visited Skybridge and many other attractions in the Oriental village, and on day 2, we decided to take a mangrove boat tour. Our Langkawi itinerary was very chill, and this was something we decided at the last moment. We were able to find tickets through Klook, and this was a basic mangrove tour with no food involved, and this costed 70 ringgits per person. This was a shared boat tour, which means that there will be 8 to 10 other people joining you on this tour. There is no age limit for the tour, and even kids can be accompanied with their parents. This is a half day tour and they provide two options. One is morning 10 a.m. and the second is afternoon 2 p.m. We chose the morning slot because afternoons are generally hot in Malaysia. During this boat ride, you will pass through 5 to 6 attractions. The very first attraction that we saw was this huge mountain. It is called King Kong Mountain because it looks like a huge King Kong who is hiding behind the trees. After passing through King Kong Mountain, the next stop was at the Eagle Viewpoint. Every boat will have a boat operator come guide, and this is our boat operator. He is trying to put in some food in the water so as to attract the eagles. The eagles are known for their sharp eyesight and they can spot food from high above. So once they see food in the water, they will come down, and so this serves as a eagle viewpoint. Just be a little careful because eagles can come really close to you while you are on the boat. After the eagle viewpoint, we were nearing one of the mangrove shores of this island, and there were a lot of monkeys around. Now, again, with monkeys, the boat will go pretty close to the shore of this island, so be very careful with your phone, sunglasses, and any other food. They would recommend you not to feed these monkeys because they can become quite aggressive, but some of the tourists in our boat were still offering them food regardless of the warnings. After a brief halt near the shores with monkeys, the boat again proceeded to the next location. There is something really serene about this mangrove tour because I was initially skeptical of opting for this because of the heat, but I must tell you, it's actually an experience really worth it, and it's only a half day tour, so you can definitely find some time. After all those viewpoints, now we are getting into the fun part of this boat tour. Our boat is now going to pass through this tunnel, so only one boat can be accommodated in the tunnel at once, so you have to wait to take your turns. We were waiting till the other boat came out, and now it's finally our turn to go inside. Now, going inside this tunnel totally depends on the weather. For us, it was a good weather day, so we were able to go in, but if there are tides, boats don't generally go inside through the tunnel. It was quite a fun and exhilarating experience cruising through these tunnels. Although it is a very small tunnel, there is adequate lighting and it doesn't feel really dark, so you don't also feel claustrophobic. There is also adequate height, but everybody will be advised to sit on the boat. You're not supposed to stand up. And if you are a very tall person, just make sure there is enough room for you. Our next stop was this natural limestone tunnel called the Crocodile Cave. It is named for its shape resembling that of a crocodile, and don't worry, there are no actual crocodiles around this. After the Crocodile Cave, we passed many floating restaurants, so we'll be coming to one of these restaurants for lunch. But before lunch, we have just one more spot to cover. There are plenty of activities to do around here. For instance, you can rent a kayak and go kayaking. Now we are nearing the final attraction in this boat tour, and this is also the most anticipated attraction. This is known as Gua Kelabar or the Bat Cave in Langkawi. Entry to Bat Cave Langkawi is not part of the package, and this is an optional activity. So if you want to enter the Bat Cave, you will have to pay 2 ringgit per person at the entrance. People from the boat tour who do not want to enter the Bat Cave can wait outside till the time others visit inside and come back. Bat caves are natural limestone formations that shelter thousands or sometimes millions of bats. There is a similar bat cave in Kuala Lumpur near Batu Caves. It is called the Dark Caves. So, if you did not get a chance to visit Dark Caves, this is your best bet. There are signs everywhere which tell you to be beware of monkeys, and the monkeys in this region are very aggressive. They tend to take away your sunglasses, and if you have food, that's going to be even more dangerous. So, take the warning seriously and be cautious. When entering the bat cave, just watch your head, and the floor and the rocks are also slippery, so just be cautious throughout this journey. Because we are entering the cave in the morning, the bats would usually be sleeping. It is very dark inside, so you can actually get a torchlight from outside, and with the torchlight, you can see these bats. It is recommended not to use flash from your mobile phones because flashes can disturb the bats and they will start coming at you in flocks. We did not hire a torchlight ourselves, but there were some people in front of us who had the torchlight, and because of their light, all of us were able to see these clusters of bats together. It kind of stings inside the bat caves, and I think that is expected. So, overall, it might not be a very pleasant experience, so go in only if you're really interested. You can exit outside the bat cave, and there is a walkway that takes you to some of the great viewpoints here in Tanjung. So you can go through the walkway, click some pictures, and then come back through the cave. Just make sure you are extremely quiet while you are entering the bat cave, or if you are around the premises, because of your voice, both the bats and monkeys can become agitated and can come to you. So now we've covered all the attractions as part of the boat tour. We saw the King Kong Island, we went to Eagle Viewpoint, Crocodile Cave, and finally Bat Caves. We also passed through Kilim Geoforest Park, which is the first geoforest park in Southeast Asia. It is a natural reserve spanning 100 square kilometers and breathtaking landscapes. There are many geosites and trails within the park, so if you have some time, you can set aside a day for visiting this park. So, now that we have covered all the places mentioned in the itinerary, we are proceeding towards lunch in a floating restaurant. So, Klook offers two different kinds of packages, one that includes the meal and one that does not include the meal. We opted for the one without meal, but we can still stop at the restaurant and pay for the meal ourselves. If I remember correctly, the Klook package that included boat tour and lunch was costing about 120 ringgits. That is a difference of 50 ringgits. We are now stepping into this floating restaurant for lunch, and we have about 1 hour here. Surprisingly, all the fishes around here were pretty calm because they are familiar with flocks of tourists landing here at the restaurant. All the fishes around here are super friendly, and under supervision, you can go near them, pat them, and play with them. It is sort of a live fish concept here, and they have a wide variety of fishes, including crabs, clams, lobsters, and many more. You can choose the fish that you want, and they will prepare it right in front of you. If you're not really into seafood, they also have other options in food and drinks, which includes things like chicken. The prices were pretty reasonable considering it's a floating restaurant and that it serves seafood. If you book through Klook, your meal will be ready by the time the boat lands here, but otherwise, it takes about 30 minutes for them to prepare the food. We ordered seafood fried rice, squid drinks, and chili chicken, and everything was pretty decent here. After a fun half-day tour of the Tanjung mangrove, we are finally back to our hotel. Transportation to and from the Tanjung jetty is not covered in the Klook package, so you will have to either book a grab or hire a scooter. We spent some time indoors because afternoons are very hot and humid in Malaysia, and then towards evening we decided to take a stroll along the beach side. The beach really comes alive with a lot of water sports both during mornings and evenings. And since this is our last stay in Langkawi, today we decided to try some of the water sports here. I would highly recommend a jet ski ride, and Langkawi is one of those very few places where they let you ride the jet ski yourself. If you've tried jet skis in India, you already know you have to sit behind an operator and you don't get to control the jet ski yourself. They advise you to place your phones inside a locker within the jet ski so that you don't lose it in the water here. So, because of that, I couldn't click any pictures or videos of us riding the jet ski. But overall, it was a great experience and the perfect end to our Malaysia trip. And that's a wrap to today's vlog. So if you've enjoyed this video, do drop a like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe to Mrs. Explorer for more travel content. See you in the next video. Until then, bye.